Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF 44 coming into another video, man. I understand that people have processes with their business. You know, they're trying to get me into Uber. Now, you guys know I already got Lyft down pat. I can go with Lyft right now, and I'm happy about that. But my boy T was telling me it's probably best to go with Uber because Uber has more perks in certain situations. They pay more. You'll know where each and every ride is as you head there, that kind of thing. But the problem with Uber, is I'm trying to get with Uber and they haven't finished my background check. So they have a little process where you can find out how far your background check is going, and they said the 12th. I ain't got till the 12th, man. I'm day to day with everything I got going on, so I'm trying to get into a car tomorrow, and that's not an option with the Uber folks because I talked to like 5 different departments. Essentially what happened was I called them up, and I initially said, okay, is there a way we can expedite the process? Because I want to get into an Uber sooner than my background check will be done. And she was like, well, all we're really looking for in regards to your background check is your vehicle registration and insurance. And after that, you're good to go. So the majority of my background check, whether I'm decent enough to drive, a good enough person, credit, all of that is already done. All they're waiting for is information on my car. I'm renting a car. I don't have a vehicle, and I don't have insurance for a vehicle that I don't have either. I want to go through your program to get the car. So pretty much that's all there's left to do. The lady sent me from one department to the next department. That department told me they need to send me to another department. That department told me they send me to another department, and that department told me they'd send me to another department. When I got to that 5th department, essentially the dude said, even though all of this doesn't make any sense, you still have to wait for them to come back around with the report, because we have a third party that does your credit report. We need them to come around to tell us that it's okay that we let you in, even though the only thing they're waiting for is something that you can't provide until we put you into a card. So it's like, look, I understand there are a lot of processes, but this is one of those rare occasions where your process hurts you, because now I got to go to Lyft to meet my expectations of what it is I need to do in my personal life. I can't go with Uber because you got me doing the runaround on a background check for information that I need not submit. I don't need to submit information on a car that I do not have. How many people are they doing this to is the question I have. How many people do they have sitting here waiting to rent a car from them while they're sitting there waiting for those people to provide information on a vehicle that they're supposed to be using for Lyft? Like, that is the dumbest process in the world, friend. It's the dumbest process in the world. I can see if there was anything else attached to my background that they were waiting on, but they're waiting for me to submit something on a car, and I'm telling them I need to rent a car. So needless to say, this Uber thing ain't working out. I can get with Lyft, but Uber, nah. They said the earliest they'll probably be able to have that information is Thursday. And like I told dude, I'm trying to be in a car tomorrow, bro. Lyft talking about putting me in a car tomorrow. So y'all want to play these type of games? Y'all gonna lose out on another employee? That's money out of your pocket, baby. Ain't nothing to me. So that's pretty much the situation right now. If I want to get to work soon enough for when I want to do it, Uber ain't an option because they too busy kicking the can down the road with their third party background check people that don't have common sense. Just common damn sense. You're doing a background check for a company that provides vehicles to people who need to borrow the vehicle. Why would a contingency be in order for the background check to be complete that everyone provide information on a damn vehicle? How does that make any sense? It's like stuff like this just gets in the way. It's like, yo, I understand we're in the technology world, but can we please make some of this make any damn sense at all, fam? Any damn sense at all. I did not need to go to 5 different departments and give them my birth date and my email address 5 different times for somebody to tell me that they're waiting on information for me to submit for something that I do not have, for which they're supposed to be providing. It's like, yo, man, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but sometimes these geniuses lack common sense. This is what we were talking about a couple weeks ago. They lack common sense, bro. You get good grades in school, but it's like you didn't get enough whoopings in life to help you understand the difference between what makes sense and what doesn't in the real world. This don't make no sense, fam. You needed just common sense, It's not book smarts. Just like, if I'm coming here to get a car, then I obviously don't have one. But if I'm waiting on you to approve me so I can rent one, then when do we actually get in the vehicle? When do you actually put me on the road? When you realize that I don't have the vehicle information? Essentially, you're telling me you're waiting for me to submit it. So at what point do you come back around to me and ask me, do you have a car to submit the information? Instead of prolonging the process of the background check, waiting for the information that I do not have. Sometimes I think that this just comes down to people being educated fools, man, with a lot of power. Educated fools, bro. Educated fools. People who have a lot of book smarts, but very little common sense and a lot of control over circumstances. This is what this is. And creating jobs that are not necessary. Doing business with people that ain't necessary. You don't need to do all this. All this you're doing Uber, you're spending money on stuff that does not have to happen. You just sent me to 5 different people you're paying, and I only need to get that information from one person. One person could have gave me all the information I needed, and common sense could have told them that we can expedite this process because everything in that background check is done. So yeah, man, I'm a bit frustrated because I just keep running into this type of stuff. Every time I try to get something done, I keep running into educated foolishness. Educated foolishness everywhere I go. Same thing with the broadband situation with the internet stuff. It's like, bro, how come every time I try to move on from T-Mobile, I run into some technical issues? It seems very convenient to me. But yeah, one thing I was able to accomplish in that phone call is they said I created a duplicate account for Uber. I don't remember. Maybe when I was initially trying to set up for Lyft back in 2018, I might have set up an Uber account with my other email address. And so now they have both email addresses down for me, and they said that that's a no-no. We don't want you to have 2 applications of in place. So I'm like, look, I'm obviously the same human being, and I have 2 emails. Why is it that y'all program ain't smart enough to realize that one person can have 2 different emails? You got to delete an entire application just because I want to use a different email? Like, these are the type of things like, yo, you guys are educated fools, man. Simplify your nonsense. This is what we were talking about last week. People got all the smarts in the world when it comes to these books, but no smarts in the world when it comes to just the functionality of things as people try to progress and move quickly. Life moves fast. We don't have time to be taking all these steps. People broke out here. We're trying to get on the road. And y'all just doing all kinds of dumb shit like you got like it makes any sense to do so. None of these steps are necessary. None of them. So that's where I'm at, man. I'm just like, man, I'm tired. This is one of many reasons why I'm in the situation I'm in, because I stay away from stuff like this. Anything that approaches this kind of crap is like a big middle finger from me to it. I don't want to have nothing to do with this stuff because it gives me mental health, disability energy from it. I get worse when I have to deal with people's stupidity like this. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes from companies, bro. I can more than likely deal with people. Human beings, I'm more than likely to deal with personalities. But when it comes to systematic bullcrap, oh no, man, I want to throw stuff around the room when I have to deal with systems that are like this. So that's pretty much what I got to say, man. I ain't have a whole lot of time to talk because I'm still uploading that long ass video, and y'all know how that goes when I'm on this side of town. Videos do not upload very fast like they did in Inglewood, but that's okay, man. We're trying to get things done. That's the point. We are trying to get things done. Lyft has a program that I can get into. They'll have me in a car tomorrow. I think that's probably the way to go. That's pretty much it, man. My friend was telling me the main reason, my boy T was saying the main reason why he didn't want me to go with Lyft is because he had so much trouble with them sending him all over the world upon accepting rides. Because they're not going to tell you. They may say something along the lines of ride estimated 20 minutes, but they're not going to necessarily tell you where the ride is taking you. And that was a big problem for him. I already dealt with Lyft in that regard. You know what I mean? I really did. And I didn't like that either. To be honest with you, I didn't like that at all. There was one time when I accepted a ride that was supposed to be an hour, and I didn't realize that it was an estimated hour, but they were actually sending me somewhere very far away in traffic. So I ended up riding around for like 2 hours on that trip. So that is a determining factor when you're trying to conserve time and trying to make as much money as you can. You don't want them sending you to Carson. You don't want them sending you to Edwards Air Force Base. You don't want any of that stuff that's going to make it so that you're going to be in places where it's going to be hard to get rides, because then you end up using your own mileage for which you can either reserve or, you know, they give you 25 of your own personal miles, and then after that you got to spend $22 per 25 miles. So it's like, They send me out to somewhere and I can't get no rides back, I'm using my personal miles for the week trying to get home. And so that's a big deal in regards to a Lyft program. It'll make you want to stay away from them. But, you know, homie said, the dude that I last spoke with, the fifth person I spoke to with Uber, said that he believes the soonest they can get me into a car is on Thursday. If for some reason I don't take the cars that were available tomorrow, the next available car with Lyft is also on Thursday. So it's like it doesn't make that much of, you know what I mean? If for some reason I don't get it right this week, or rather this Tuesday, tomorrow, both, if what he said was true, I should be able to rent a car from either one of them on Thursday. But I'm not counting on that, because when I check the pending Uber background check numbers in regards to when they think it's going to be done, they said the 12th. And today is like the 3rd or something like that. So needless to say, I'm not about to wait 2 weeks to get with Uber. That's not happening. But yeah, man, I'm irritated with just how hard it is to get things going. This is the problem that I had as soon as I touched down over here. It's like it seemed like back in 2018 it was a lot easier to get into a car, man. I went down there on one day, filled out all the applications, did all the stuff, and then was in the car the next day. You know what I mean? And now it's like 5 years later, the process has gotten significantly harder. Now, granted, it's probably because they've been sued a million different ways, but that for which should not take this long. A lot of people were trying to drive rideshare. Our feet are next to the fire, man. People don't have time, bro. People are homeless or on the verge of being homeless or losing their jobs and all that. We ain't got time for y'all to be waiting 2 weeks for a damn background check just for y'all to be requesting information that you don't even damn need, or requesting information that is not required when you consider the specifics of our circumstances. It's just like, come on, man. At some point in time, we got to ask ourselves, who is putting together this crap, and why don't they have common sense to go along with their good ass book smarts? So that's pretty much what I got to say. My name is BDF 44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.